My name is Faith Long, and I am the Wellness Coordinator at the Kosciuszko Community YMCA. I am also a certified personal trainer and a nutrition specialist, and today I am bringing you guys the new trainer tip for the week. And today's tip is going to be about how to gain weight. So I know that might sound a bit unusual because the majority of people are looking to lose weight, but there is a smaller percentage of people out there that are looking to put on some weight, and typically in the form of lean muscle mass and not fat. So the biggest thing to remember with this is, in order to gain weight, you need to consume more calories than you're burning throughout the day. So you want to end the day with a positive calorie balance. So what this doesn't mean is that you can just eat any and every food that you want and expect to see that lean muscle mass growth. So you do need to be paying attention to what kinds of foods you're consuming, and you want to make sure that they're high in nutritional value, as well as giving you a great variety of vitamins and minerals. The other thing to keep in mind here is that you want to couple eating adequate amount of protein, carbohydrates, and fats along with resistance or weight-bearing exercises. So you won't see results of muscle gain by just eating lots of protein and good amounts of carbohydrates without the exercise. So the two do go hand in hand. It's important that you're doing both. You need to be working out as well as getting the right types of foods into your diet as well. So within my trainer tip, I have 4 smaller tips that are good guidelines to kind of follow in order to gain weight. So tip number 1 is something that I already mentioned, but that's just consuming more calories. So a great way to consume more calories without feeling like you have to completely change your diet entirely is to choose foods that you already eat, but choosing the options that are higher calorie. So what that means is, if you like to have yogurt, Greek yogurt per se, you might be choosing a Greek yogurt that is 0 fat, or it's using skim milk or 1% milk. So instead of doing that, you could opt to use a Greek yogurt, or to eat a Greek yogurt that is using whole milk. Or if you like to drink milk or put it in your oatmeal, same kind of rules apply. Instead of doing skim milk, 1% milk, you could be bumping yourself up to 2% or whole milk, which is going to give you an additional 300 to 500 calories right there by just simply switching to a higher calorie food that you already eat in your day-to-day routine. So tip number 2 is to eat foods that are low volume but have calorie dense. So what that means is, again, instead of feeling like you need to suddenly completely change your diet, or feel like you got to start consuming lots more food, that can be a little overwhelming and it might feel like something you can't attain. So instead of doing that, you can look to eat foods that you can still have a smaller portion of, but they're going to have lots of calories in them. So a great example would be nuts, seeds, dried fruits. Those are all great ways to have a smaller amount but have more calories. So I know for a fact that nuts are very dense in fat, so that is a great way, again, to maybe get in an additional 200 calories in your diet just by looking at foods like that. So tip number 3 would be to eat smaller but more frequent meals. So instead of maybe having 3 large meals throughout your day, try having more like 5 to 6 meals every 2 to 4 hours throughout your day. This makes it easier to get the optimal nutritional intake that you need. You can kind of space out and measure out your macros a little bit better by doing smaller meals throughout your day. It really helps if you have consistency in the way that you eat. It helps your metabolism to regulate. It also helps if you kind of stick to a similar workout routine throughout your day. So kind of pick a time in your day, whether that's the morning, afternoon, or evening, that you really like to get your workout in. Try to stick as close as you can to that, because that'll also help with the way you put together your meals before, during, or after your workouts. And then my 4th and final tip for gaining weight is paying attention to your pre and post workout meals. So you'll have greater protein synthesis if you're consuming proteins and carbohydrates a little bit before, during, or a little bit after your workout. Now, this doesn't mean you need to eat protein and carbohydrates immediately after you finish, but just making sure within the hour that you're getting a good amount of protein and carbohydrates. Roughly, you want to look for a 3 to 4 1 ratio of carbohydrates to protein. So 3 to 4 carbohydrates, 1 protein. And again, you want to have these kinds of meals a little bit before your workout. If you're doing a super long workout, you might want to have a quick little snack during your workout, or a little bit after your workout. Again, trying to get some good protein, carbohydrates to replenish your muscle supply within an hour or so after your workout. So I just have a couple examples of what a high-calorie, nutrient-dense snacks that would be great to have throughout your day, or particularly close to your workouts. So one, super easy, nut butter. I already talked about nuts. Another great way is to have nut butter. So almond butter, peanut butter, cashew butter. Again, try to look for your all-natural nut butters. Make sure that they haven't added in a whole lot of other ingredients. Those aren't going to be beneficial to you, but just look for those nut butters that the only ingredient is the nut. And then you can pair that with whole grain bread or some crackers. So I love 100% whole wheat bread. It's a great carbohydrate. And then throwing some peanut butter on top of that is a quick and easy snack right there. Some other examples would be granola, and you could use that 2% or whole milk that I was talking about. You could also add in some chopped nuts or some dried fruit to that granola. You can eat it like a cereal almost. Other examples would be eating fresh or dried fruit. You can have that with the nuts, the seeds, and then maybe a little bit of a protein source. So if you had some turkey breasts, chicken breasts, or some meat like that. So other examples would be a meal replacement shake, a protein shake. You can throw in some flax or chia seeds as well. I already kind of talked about having that whole milk Greek yogurt, or cottage cheese is another great option. So anyway, there's a lot of options out there. Those are just a couple examples of some high-calorie, nutrient-dense snacks. So I hope this has been helpful, and keep staying with us here at the Y. Keep tuning in. We'll see you next week.